Hey, just at the auto show, hanging out at the Toronto Police Traffic Services booth, and I thought I'd jump on to answer some questions since I haven't been around very much this week. I finally made it back to the show after days of having to deal with my own auto situation. That's what it is, a situation. So I hope you're doing well. I hope you're cozy wherever you are, because it was cold out today. It was cold. It is cold. Yeah. So I'm sitting here with the EV test track behind me. This is where you can actually just walk up, drop your license, sign up to test drive a car on this little indoor track. One thing I am going to do later is test drive a Cybertruck. I am determined to test drive the Cybertruck. My little, let's see here, the little window here, that's a Gurkha. That's an armored vehicle that's on loan to us for the show, which is awesome. It's awesome. It just is. If you don't know who I am Sean Shapiro, former police officer. And if you don't follow me, please do. But also share the live, tap the screen to send likes my way. It will help to get other people into the live stream. And of course, if you've got traffic and police questions, feel free to ask them. That's what you do. You ask them, I answer them. That's how the gig goes. Hopefully the audio is coming through okay. Let me know if there's any issues, because if there's issues, we'll solve them. Yeah. We'll do a little tour afterwards.
Can you guys see inside or no?
We can see, but it's through the windows.
You may need a step ladder.
Hey everybody, hope you're doing well. Chilling out at the Canadian International Auto Show here at the Metro Toronto Convention Center. Highway safety. Hey, how you doing? Long time no see. Thanks for the rose. The highway safety gang is in, I want to say, it's in Virginia or Pennsylvania. Which one am I screwing up? Either way, we love you and miss you. Hope you're doing well. If you haven't seen their stuff, you should go check them out. You should follow them. I'm going to mess up the names. Is it Larry? What's the name of the characters on your channel? Let me know. During a traffic stop, you're meant to pull to the right. What if the right lane is a bike lane? Oh, that's a good question. So what you need to do is pull over to the right. We want to get you off the road as far as possible. So if you're pulling off to the right and it's a bike lane, occupy the bike lane. And the police officer, if they're not happy with where you're pulling over, will direct you otherwise. But yeah, bike lane is still the curb. You're pulling over to the edge of the road, curb or edge of the road. A bicycle should not be occupying that space while a police officer is stopping you. And they can go around and pass to the left. If the police officer wants to move you somewhere else, they'll give you direction. Let's see here. We got some folks here wanting to jump in the Gurkha. It's a cool truck. I don't think it gets good gas mileage though. How you doing? We got some OPP cadets who are in the booth checking out what the Toronto police have got to say. They know they want to come work for us. That's what's happening. Do me a favor on TikTok, we're only on TikTok. I'm so used to talking about all the other platforms because I'm usually multi-streaming. We're only on TikTok today. So please send some likes this way. Helps the algorithm tell it identify the channel as worthy of watching. And of course, when we get some people in, they will be able to ask questions about traffic safety, traffic law, and police stuff. That's what I answer. That's what I am. I used to be the traffic safety programs guy at Traffic Services, and I retired at the end of last year, but I'm still here helping people. Okay, there's a question that comes in from the same user who asked the last question. Could the people using the left turn lanes on Adelaide go straight? Could the people using the left turn lanes on Adelaide going straight get tickets? So, if you're in a left turn only lane and you proceed directly through, then yeah, you could be ticketed. If it's marked as a turn lane only, going straight through it would be an offense. DJB says, hello to you. Vars19 says, why do I have a beard? Or why do you have a beard? What kind of question is that? Beards are cool. I have it on my logo. I have it on my hat. I like beards. I've always had a beard. Now, when I retired, I was able to actually grow it long. Prior to that, I never had a long beard because I always was maintaining uniform standards. And now I don't have to because I'm no longer a police officer. Okay. We got a number 9 says, if you're turning left at an intersection and the approaching cars run the yellow, who's at fault? Funny you asked that, because this gets into, we get into this question all the time, because you're responsible for ensuring you can make a left turn in safety. Now, the person who runs the yellow means that you were wrong when you thought it was safe. They could be charged for running a yellow. You're still at fault for making a left turn in front of a vehicle that may have gone straight. Vars 19 says beards are inappropriate. Why would they be inappropriate? In what world is a beard inappropriate? Beards are not inappropriate. You are mistaken. Beards are cool. Dopey wants to know how long it takes to become a cop. And the answer is that the process, once you're hired, or do you mean the process to get hired? Because it's two different questions. Let me know which one you're after. What percentage of tint is legal? That's an interesting question. So 30% is the legal limit for certification. Over 30% can still get you tickets for obscuring the interior of your motor vehicle. That's if the police want to charge you because they can't see in, because you can't obscure the interior of your motor vehicle. The windows left and right of the driver must be capable of displaying you. And there's also the issue of what you can see out if your vision is obscured. Scoffer says, I have an e-bike from China that can potentially go 80 kilometers an hour, but is capped with a switch only to go 35. Is it okay? Well, technically 32 is the maximum legally permitted, and the wording is capable of. So if you can flip a switch into 80, it's not legal anywhere on the road. It's a motorcycle. It's like saying I have a Tesla, but I don't drive it over 32 kilometers an hour. Is it an e-bike? It's still a car. Yours is still a motorcycle. It has to be incapable of going faster, and if the switch means that you can change your mind and go real fast, that's a vehicle that requires license, ownership, and insurance, which actually means you can't drive it anywhere. Private property only. So sorry to be the bearer of bad news on that topic. Let's see here. Ghost says, I heard some people are buying licenses to drive in Ontario. Who will stop them, and why are they allowed? Why are they? I don't know what ALW means, but there are scammers. There's people who are doing all sorts of things that are illegal. If we catch them, they get charged, and they should be prosecuted and held. We should throw the book at them is what we should do, because they're making roads unsafe. But I don't know if there's sufficient evidence to lay charges. I'm sure there's an investigation that's happening. I just don't have any details about that. Your moving says I have it all around, and the answer is, that's a brave soul who's decided to find out the cornering capabilities of polished concrete floors. Yes.
Okay, we have to get a selfie today so I can put it on my social media.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. You're here. I don't know if you heard that, but I've got a selfie request from a member of our communications team. It's communications. It's not corporate communications. It's communications that people actually help you when you call 911. Okay. Let's see. So your movement wants to. It says they have 5% all around. That would be illegal. I take your license plates anyway. You'd have to get recertified because that's an unsafe motor vehicle for the roads. I charge you for everything for that. Would you charge them for 5% tint? That's 95%.
You're allowed to have on the back.
Yes, because that's 95% blockage.
Yeah.
But they're saying all around, windshield and windows. Okay, fake noise charger. There's going to be I don't know if is it a white one?
It's
so the white charger is electric. That's going to make a whole mess of noise behind me. Let's see here. Right out of the way, this way or that way? Okay, I'm getting out of the way. This car, that car, is electric. I don't know if you heard the rumble of the speakers, because that's what's making that racket. It's got a fake rumble.
I don't know if you can turn it off or not. I'm hopeful that you can.
Well, is it a safety feature, or is it just one that says, hey, I'm an idiot? It's not their fault. It's not their fault. I'm live right now. That is the silliest. I can do whatever. I said that.
You're like Cam Willie of the old days.
But I say that shit anyway. Yeah, I say that stuff all the time. I've always said it. It's a different one. It can't be the same one. Is it the same one?
Doing 2 laps.
Oh, you get 2 laps around the 12-foot.
Yeah.
It's like 12.
They're not really giving a lot of gas.
It's swipe right. No, I don't want that. What does that do? Okay, so the question from Dopey is to get hired and all the training. So the hiring process, how long does it take? Well, that depends on how desperate they are for people, how close you are to a class. Sometimes they move mountains to get people cleared. Other times it could be a 6-month process to get hired. Once you're in, you're going to do a pre-Elmer, and then you're going to go to OPC, the Ontario Police College, and then there's post-Elmer. So the whole process could take 6 months or more, right? I knew someone who got hired in 2 weeks, but that's a rare case. Generally speaking, it takes 6 months probably to get an offer, and then another 6 months till you're through. Yeah. How long is OPC? How long is OPC?
I think it's
14 weeks? 12 weeks?
12 or 14 weeks, isn't it?
I can't remember.
Look at you.
Yeah, and then we got the other camera is pointed that way at the Gurkha window.
And who, sorry?
So I got this camera.
Oh, it's pointing the other way.
Yeah.
Where I was standing. Sorry.
Where you were standing. Yeah, I don't know if you were in camera though. Okay. Yeah, so it's 12 or 14 weeks at the police college.
And it's free. It's free now.
It is free. I paid money to go to the police
I
college.
think it got as high as $17,000.
Did it really?
I was the first class to pay, and I paid.
Hi there.
I paid $3,000 in 1997.
That's a emergency task force vehicle. It's a Gurkha. It's an armored, basically a very cool F-550 that's being customized to be bulletproof.
Can I go inside?
You cannot go inside. Sorry. We borrowed it. It doesn't belong to us.
Yeah.
All we need is one person to puke inside, and it's not brand new anymore.
Yeah, I think I was the first class to pay, and I paid $3,000
Really?
in 1997.
And for me in 2012, I think I paid 7.5, $8,000.
Yeah.
And then it just
Now
went up from
I
there.
think it got as high as $17,000 before they canceled it.
Oh, well, yeah, now it's the provincial government's covering the cost. So if you want to be a copper, tps.ca/careers, best service in the world. I might be biased. Tank 44 says, hope to see you today. I will be here. I will likely only be here till 2:30 or 3 o'clock though, partially because I have to get home.
See your lovely wife.
It's entirely to be home. I have to get home before to see the kids and help out with dinner. It's a big thing. Okay. Is there any exemption you get for tints? So we're talking about Ontario? No, there's no medical exemption for tints. There's exemptions for seatbelts. You can fly through your windshield in a collision because you have a heart condition, but you cannot tint your windows because you want to pick your nose in private.
Or you are sensitive to light.
Okay, but the sunglasses for sensitivity to light.
Absolutely.
There's also clothing you can get if your skin burns. Like my mother had lupus, her skin she'd get actual burns, like deep burns that you'd need medication for. And there was no exemption for her to get tinted windows, but you can wear clothing that protects UV. You can get clear UV coatings though, if it's sensitivity to UV light. Either way, there's no exemption for tinted windows. Is it legal to go 140 kilometers? Oh, I gotta scroll back to that. Where'd it go? We got a dad joke from Bernhard. Okay, cool, I'll read that. I'm not gonna wait till the end because I'll lose it if I do that. I don't have my setup. We're here just on my...
You're winging it.
I'm winging it on my phone. No computer to back me up.
There is.
So is it legal to go 140 in the left lane, though it's even though it's the flow of traffic? Is it legal or illegal? Well, either way, it's not legal. You're not allowed to exceed the posted speed limit, even if your hair is on fire. It's not legal to speed. The only people who can legally go above the posted speed limit are police, fire, and ambulance. They have different criteria. Police can go over the speed limit for any lawful reason. Fire and ambulance have to be going to an active call or transporting a patient, which is related to an active call. So they're restricted to only when they're doing something official with lights and sirens and whatnot. Police can do it anytime and lights and sirens aren't required. However, there is no go with the flow of traffic exemption to speed or break the law. It's dangerous. Doesn't matter what lane you're in. They're all the same speed limit. But great question, and I appreciate you asking it. Why are they changing ambulances and fire trucks to red and blue lights? They've already done it. I don't think it's not changing. They've changed them all. And it's to keep everything unison. At first it was police that was the only blue combination. And I thought it should have stayed that way. I think that ambulance and fire should have stayed red only.
Red and white.
Red and white, but they said visibility blue is important for different, I don't know, somebody thought it looked pretty, I think. I think that's what it is.
Better than the green lighters.
Better than green? Volunteers?
Volunteer firefighters. Yeah.
Which don't actually get any authority. It's just to...
It's a courtesy.
It's a courtesy light. Although I got to say, shout out to volunteer firefighters who put their lives at risk
The green lighters.
for free. The green lighters.
And purple for the funeral homes.
Is that actually in the HTA anywhere?
No, I don't think so.
I don't know, and I think it looks too close to red. I probably shouldn't. I don't think so. I don't think they
Need
should
a
have
better
it.
purple.
Well, these look purple. We had them both on at the same time, and they bleed together because red and blue makes purple. So does that mean they're like more important? They're like red and blue together. It's superpower purple.
Superpower purple.
You
You were going to do the dad joke. You didn't want to lose it.
Oh, it's coming down. It's Bernhard's joke. I was getting through. Congratulations, Canada. I think that's from Christopher. I hope it's not for having the worst rendition of "O Canada" in the history of anthem singers. Did you hear Chantal
I heard her
Crevier?
change the one lyric.
Well, but it was just out of tune. It was just
There was one
horrible.
there was one of the earlier games where the person looked like it was the last place they wanted to be, and they were singing the national anthem, and they looked like they'd rather be at home.
Picking their toenails or something. It was just so bad. It was so bad. So Joe Warmington put out an article today in the Sun that said possibly an anthem worth booing. I think is what he said. It was, yeah, it was so bad. It was painful to listen to, and the comments on X were profound and accurate. It was just so bad. One person said she'd been living in the States so long she forgot the lyrics.
Is underglow? There's a question.
Oh, here we go.
Right where you're
Sorry, DJB about tint says, does that mean we can tint the backseat windows darker or as dark as we want? Yes, the backseat windows, the rear window can be as dark. You can paint it solid with a paintbrush and paint. Like, you don't need to have windows there. There are two-seater vehicles, there's box trucks, they have none. The only caveat is you have to have a clear view to the rear by way of mirrors. So if you have no ability to see through your rear windshield, you need to have the mirrors in the left and right unobstructed, an unobstructed view from both mirrors. If you only have one mirror, you got to have the one that's on the windshield facing back and a clear view. And I've heard a lot of people being ticketed for having their view of the rear window blocked, which I think is a bogus charge, and I think you'd have a defense because it's not written like that.
Yeah, because cube vans don't have.
Yeah, it's silliness, but some people get charged for it. So if you get charged for that, go fight it because it's baloney. But as long as you have two mirrors, if they would be a valid charge if you didn't. Let's see here. Is underglow illegal while driving? Not if it's properly installed, like the way it's intended. A lot of people do some cheapy, zip tie installations, and they're just hanging low, and you see the bulbs. If you see the bulbs, if there's a direct projection of the light bulb to you, that's going to be illegal if it's anything other than amber, yellow. That's the only color you can project in all directions legally. So that means if you had...
I want to know how many hockey bags I can get back.
A lot. You can get a lot of hockey bags. Yeah. And players to go with them. Oh, yeah.
Okay, now.
Yeah. Someone wants to know, in the armored personnel carrier, how many hockey bags you can fit in the back.
Oh, I got this.
Okay. So we're at the show, so discussions about what it is, what are the toys we're looking at. All right, so if the bulbs are visible and it's projecting light in all those directions, that's illegal. If you had red light, green light, purple light, and it was only glowing, it was only projecting the faint color to the ground, that's not projecting at front, back, or sides. I would say that's legal regardless of the color, as long as it's not blinking and distracting. You can't have flashing red light anywhere. Here's the deal. The Highway Traffic Act leaves a little bit for interpretation. You talk to Sergeant Campbell, he will tell you that the deal with red light to the front is illegal, period. Well, he's right. Projecting it. But if you just see the glow on the ground, it's not being projected. So the discussion about the underglow.
Yeah.
And you want to be on camera? I can rotate. Here, we'll snuggle.
Oh, there we are.
So here, I'll just move it back a little bit. Okay.
Oh, because it's reversed.
Yeah. So.
Nice.
Here you go.
Good morning.
So the question is, Sergeant Haines, is whether or not underglow is legal. And this is where I get into this discussion with Sergeant Campbell, in that if you have underglow and you don't see the bulbs anywhere, it's not projecting in your eyes, but you see on the ground light reflected.
That's what it's supposed to be doing.
That's not projected at you, it's reflected at you. I think that's legal in any color, shape, form.
That's my understanding.
That's how I go. But if the bulbs are visible because you did a piss-ass version of installation, then Mickey Mouse, then you're projecting it at us, then you're eligible for fines.
Right.
So it depends. Everything depends. Now I can't read that far. All right. Can you tint your? Can you tint rear windows any percentage? Yes, we talked about it a second ago. Even zero. Yeah, opaque. You can be opaque. Dopey wants to know if it's true that you get tased during police training. So the answer is not anymore. It was true.
Not anymore.
You used to be able to take the ride. I actually asked. I volunteered. Tase me, bro. And they said, no, we don't do that anymore.
I've had 2 quarter-second bursts, and that's enough to let me know I don't want 5 seconds.
Yeah, I bet.
Same with the pepper tase.
I owned a taser when I lived in Florida.
Oh, okay.
You could actually, civilians could have tasers there. And I had one, never deployed it, just had one because I didn't have a carry permit at the time.
And you're allowed to carry pepper spray down there too, aren't you?
You can carry CS tear gas. You can carry all sorts of stuff. It's a different place in the United States, mind you. There's a lot more going on. Mm-hmm. Like I used to go to house parties there, and everyone would just take their guns off and put them on the TV before they started drinking. It's a very different environment.
Not like putting keys in a bowl.
It's exactly the same deal, right? Mm-hmm. Just put your Glock on the cabinet, and then don't touch it again. Go says, thanks for keeping the community safe. I'm just about education. This man here, he's keeping the community safe.
Doing my best.
Yes.
But you did do it, so thank
I
you.
did do it once upon a time up last year. Yeah,
Yeah.
but even the guys that were on the road. I'll take it. I'll take the thanks.
thanks.
Your movement says, why is the government more focused on fining people for going 58 and a 50 rather than fighting? I'm assuming, I got cut off, but I'm assuming it's a dig to suggest not fighting real crime. But what your movement doesn't get is that these things, these 58 and a 50 matters, because if it's 50, it's designated as a residential area that's going to be traffic and density of population that's they're at risk, kids and adults who are regularly out there. They're trying to protect them. And unfortunately, people who like to speed tend to be responsible for killing those people, I'm sure unintentionally, but because of their choices and not following the law. So it's really important. Now, not every police officer is focused on traffic safety. That's the dedicated few, the proud, the amazing, those traffic officers who actually work to keep people safe. And they get harassed by people like you who don't understand. See, historically, we lost more people, and I mean lost in terms of unalived or seriously injured and killed, to vehicular or collisions, to road issues.
Are you talking about the big sign that used to hang above
Yeah.
everything? Yes.
It's more than all crime combined, all violent crime. Now, people get really upset when someone shoots another person, and it's not nice when anyone gets killed, but the innocent person who was walking home from church getting killed is different than two bangers who are, having a turf war. And people have, I think, misplaced rage about gun violence because usually it's two people in the life, as opposed to regular people who are just trying to get to work. I mean, it does happen, and it's a tragedy regardless.
There are some stray shots that go wrong.
Absolutely. Listen, gun violence is a problem, but traffic violence is a reality. I can't believe I just used that. Usually it's the very woke people who use traffic violence.
Oh,
bicycle people.
Oh, okay.
They usually yell at me and they say, it's traffic violence. And I'm like, it's not traffic violence.
Traffic violence.
I just quoted a woke person. I appreciate that Anatix wants to co-host, but I'm not going live with anybody else. Okay, here's the dad joke from Bernhard. What happened when the frog's car broke down? It got towed away.
Oh.
Ba-dum-bum. Okay.
I love dad jokes.
Yeah, well, we do the dad jokes every day. It's just
One of my favorite ones is when the guy says, he goes to the receptionist, he says, I need a doctor's appointment for tomorrow. She says, how about 10 tomorrow? He says, no, I only need 1. Want to go for a coffee tomorrow? How about 10? I only want. That's way too many.
That's way too many. I'm going to start using that because it's that bad. But
It's a horrible dad joke.
Your movement says, guess what? You can't find me. That's what every loser says after they make a point, says they're breaking the law, and then they're on the internet. So they go, you're moving. You're somewhere.
It sounds like a freeman of the land.
Garbage.
Those are the worst. Those are very hard to deal with.
The imaginary,
they are a struggle for our officers.
The imaginary folks.
Freedom of the land.
But they don't realize that they end up usually being extracted through the window after we smash it out.
Because they're not driving, they're traveling.
Of course not. The rules don't apply to them. They're not actually the people. They're the registration, the corporation that was issued. Hey, how's it going? John says, I've heard there is, what is this? I've heard that there is legal tint for rear window as dark as you want. It's true. Yeah, rear windows in the rear passenger compartment or cargo area if you have an SUV can be as dark as you want. DJB loves the dad joke. Okay. So now your movement's doubling down. Not only can you not find me, but if you do find me, he's going to run away like a little...
Oh, you're not catching me either.
Like a child.
Can't outrun the radio, though.
Yeah, well, that's the wonderful thing about Motorola or whatever squawk box you're using is, we have friends, we call them, they coordinate efforts and,
Tell Jess hi from me.
Where's Jess? Who's Jess?
Jess from Communications.
Oh, Jess from
The one that wants you
Communications?
to take a selfie later.
Jess! Tank 44 says hi. Hi. I can lose my voice.
Tank 44?
Tank. T-E-N-C. Tank 44. I don't know how to pronounce that. Okay. If you're watching, you don't know who I am. My name is Sean Shapiro. I'm a former police officer. I talk about traffic safety, traffic law, and police stuff. If you don't follow me, please do, because that's how you'll get notified. You can even go to the bell icon. I can't believe the bell icon's actually on TikTok, but you can be notified when we go live. And then I go live Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays, usually at 10 o'clock, to answer your traffic and police questions. Even though I'm retired, even though I'm not a cop anymore, I still know stuff and things, and I talk about them online. Now, we're on TikTok only, but I'm also available on YouTube, X.com, I'm on Instagram, and if people start following the VoiceOver Cop channel on Facebook, I'll actually go live there too. They changed the rules. We used to be able to go live on Facebook, but now they say 1,000 followers, and I really wasn't active on Facebook.
And Jess says hi back, but she's busy talking to one of the
Talking
participants in the
to
show.
someone. Lydia sent hearts. Thank you so much, and followed the live creator, which is me. And Lydia also got the #1 gifter badge. Thank you for the gift. Okay, what do we got here? Is wheel camber illegal and low?
Oh.
Wheel camber, so minor adjustments. Listen, wheel camber is where you change the footprint, the amount of tire that is making contact with the road. And what it's usually intended for in a racing environment and a high performance environment is for high speed turns. As you roll into a corner, the tire flattens out and gives better contact patch. So you stick to the road in a racing situation. You're not racing in the city.
Like a NASCAR, right turn, left turn, left turn, left turn.
Well, yeah, and it makes sense because there's some shifting in weight, and you malform or transform the shape of the tire. It makes sense, but then you see the stuff when you're riding like that. I have to use my phone as a you're riding on the sidewall. Yeah, you're riding on the. I'm looking for my phone. I'm looking into my phone, but I'm looking for my phone.
Do you want my phone?
Here, we'll use this. Tire. You enough camber, you're riding on the sidewall, and that's not where the vehicle or the tire was designed to perform. And what happens is you damage the tire, you encourage a blowout, you overheat one area. The contact patch of a tire is already this big. Now you're just making it this big, and it's stupid, frankly. It can look cool, there's no doubt. There's a couple of online folks
Positive
that
and
I know.
negative camber.
Ooh. Yeah, you can get charged for too much camber. Minor camber, not a big deal. There you go. I hope that answers your question. If you got more, let me know. Would you say OPP is better than regional police? Well, first of all, Toronto police is better than all of them. And
I think the OPP is pretty cool, though.
If you want to go fishing at your lunch break.
Well, my opinion, if I'd been in the OPP,
you'd be chief already.
I'd probably already be in the house that I want to retire to, on a lake somewhere, but I'd still be working. And then when I retire, I'm already at the house I want.
You just roll your keys up. Listen, there's a lot of benefits to being an officer of the OPP. There's a lot of opportunity to go way up north for temporary stints. They'll help you move. They'll help you move back.
Postings, they pay for your move.
There's tons of benefits.
There are a lot of freedom with responsibility to the OPP.
They're also very few and far between. Those the officers who work that, you're alone. You're doing a lot of it by yourself.
Yeah, your backup's like hours away. Or it could be days away.
Well, I have a friend who's part of, what used to be a TSV, he's part of a special weapons or a special unit. He may have to jump on a plane to go where he has to go. Mm-hmm. I've heard of supervisors taking a day to get somewhere to just investigate a collision involved that was serious. It's a very different type of policing. Although I have a number of friends who've just gone to the OPP over the last couple of years, one that went last week.
Scott Matthews.
And
he already sent a picture to the station of it in his uniform. He's shaved and everything.
Get out.
He's all clean shaven now.
It's weird. That man without a beard.
Mm-hmm. I know, men with beards, eh? Weird.
Yes, I'm sorry for his loss. It's
his beard.
But the deal is that it can be great. Lower cost of living outside of a city center. Like, it's incredibly expensive to live in Toronto.
Fresher air.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of. Now I want to go to the OPP. OPP, give me a call. No,
give me a call.
Kerry Schmidt's just over there. He's hardcore recruiting. Listen, if that's what you want to do, that's a great opportunity, especially for an older officer who wants to transition from the place where you learn with all the action like Toronto, because there's tons of opportunity.
Yeah, they'll scoop up a Toronto guy like nothing.
Oh yeah, because they've done it all.
A guy with 5 years on can practically go anywhere he wants.
And probably be the acting supervisor when he gets there.
Yep.
So there's a lot of benefits to being Toronto first, and then maybe going, or maybe you'll love the action and stay in Toronto forever.
I know I haven't talked to anybody from employment lately. Do we still get the influx of people come here because their hometown won't hire them, and then they say go to Toronto, do a couple years in Toronto, then we'll bring you back?
Well, historically, small towns couldn't afford to put people through the police college. That's no longer the situation. It's free for everybody, so people are probably going where they actually want to be. Mm-hmm. We used to get people who would have never come to Toronto.
Yeah, they come for 2 years, get a lot of experience, and then they go
People
home.
used to graduate from OPC, hand in their uniforms, and just go to the police college. Like, all it was to get the free college.
We had a guy resign between Aylmer or the last day of BIC and the first day at the division. He resigned over the weekend and went to Ottawa.
That's wild. That's wild. Listen, I was born and raised in Toronto. I love Toronto. This is my home. Working in a community that I care about, that I'm tied to.
There's a good one. TPS
is number one. That's Clifford.
Good old Clifford.
It's a big deal. It's a big deal to be connected to the place you're policing. Like, anyone can be a police officer anywhere, but it means something when it's your neighborhood, a place where you grew up.
What's that? There's a question about how loud can you make your exhaust, I think it's.
Oh, okay. Hang on 1 second. I'm just going. We'll get to them in a second. Can I drive on a highway with a G2 license? My friend, if you have a G2 license and don't know the answer to that question, read the book again. Yes, G2 license means you can drive anywhere on a highway in the province of Ontario. You can actually drive intra-provincially. You can go where you got to go. You just have to maintain the conditions of your license. So the deal is you can't have any alcohol in your blood. You have to maintain the maximum number of people in your vehicle between midnight and 5 a.m. In the first 6 months, that's one person under the age of 20, excluding people who are a part of your immediate family. In the second half of the second 6 months, it's up to 3. But that's pretty much the only conditions you have. Of course, there's other increased consequences for tickets if you get a ticket while you're a learner. But otherwise, you can go and drive anywhere. Let's see here. Oh, we really got a bunch of questions that came in. Your movement says I'm going to spray paint every camera.
Yeah, probably all those speed cameras.
Well, okay.
On Parkside, the one that gets it the worst, isn't it?
Yeah,
they cut it down and threw it in the pond the other day, didn't they?
That's right. So I muted them because they're absolutely stupid, and they're actually giving us evidence against them because we should contact TikTok, get your IP address, go find. But you're just blowing smoke. You actually, you're probably 12 and sitting in your mommy's basement.
We're probably sitting at school.
Oh, is he at school? Yeah, if he's 12, he's probably at school.
If he's 12, he's hopefully at school. But then he might be the type of kid who doesn't go to school.
Jamma says, you're moving, don't speed, then no rocket science, or not rocket science. And you're absolutely right. Hey, if you're watching and you don't know who I am, my name is Sergeant Shapiro. I'm a former police officer who talks about traffic safety, traffic law, and police stuff. Follow me if you don't already follow me. I go live 3 times a week, although this is auto show, so I'm doing it a little out of my regular. It's usually 10 a.m. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And of course, I'm standing here with Sergeant Haines from the Toronto Police Service Traffic Services Unit. We're at the Magical Auto Show at the Metro Toronto. Well, it's the Canadian International Auto Show.
Noises.
Fake noise car coming by. Are you ready for it? Fake noise car. That's an MP3 player that rolls. It's an electric car that sounds like a car, like a nice car. Do you think that's cool or not cool? Not cool.
No, getting a lot of head shake.
Now, I took out the TRD Pro, the Toyota Tundra, and it's a 500 horsepower hybrid, and it sounds amazing. And I found out it was augmented sound. They were playing through the speakers, extra sound, so it sounds really cool.
Extra cool.
But that actually may work to slow people down, because most people rev the engine to hear the sound go out their exhaust and back into the car. Yeah, they're nuts. There's these crazy people in the hybrids, or not hybrids, the electric.
EVs. As long as they don't smash into this barrier, we're good.
Yes, as long as they don't hit us.
Shiny concrete
That would
floor.
make for views, though. Could you imagine this? We saw a TikTok.
Dr. Summerhoff.
Yes, really.
I'll test the airbags.
Okay, I'm sliding back. Do you need a rear view mirror? Not if you have a clear view to the rear by the 2 side mirrors, but more mirrors is better.
Think of a cube van.
But do you need one? I'd like to have one.
Absolutely.
They really do help out. What kind of beard products do you use? That's from.
That's a good traffic question.
What is this? Status? What is this? Static in the 6 wants to know what kind of beard products. So my wife recently bought me a whole bunch of like beard shampoo, lotion stuff,
and oils,
and you know what? It's good.
Do you get the beard dander? Do you get dander?
I don't.
No,
I don't. But I oil my
I oil mine. I do everything.
And you still get it?
I still get dander.
Beard drift. Where someone just asked about beard. Do you use any particular beard products?
Yeah, we got a beard
because they're asking us on the live stream about beard products.
If you stand in front, you'll be on the other
Oh, yeah,
side.
there's a camera pointing that way. If you want to be on camera on TikTok. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know if you wanted to.
But I can't remember. Yeah, you got a rocking beard. I can't remember what product I use. I just use what my wife gave me. Great North Barber Company. Shout out to Great North Barber Company. We have an endorsement from a member of the public. I now have to check that.
Another beardo.
A beard? Oh, beardo. That's good.
I call them beardos.
That's good. I like that. Mama Coco says or asks, can you go through a red light if you're part of a funeral procession?
Ooh.
Well, there is one condition. There is one time when you can, and that's when that intersection is under the control of a police officer who is directing you through. That is the only time that you can proceed through a red light without consequence, because you're breaking the law if you go otherwise. And I know in many communities they give the benefit, like people just see it's a funeral procession and stop.
And out of respect, they stop.
But every one of those people who goes through is breaking the law. It's not safe. It's not smart. Hire a police officer, control the intersection, or don't do it. The funeral will still take place when you get there. It's just a bad form. I don't know.
Yeah, because you don't want to be the next one at the front of the the next ceremony.
Yes.
You don't want to be the guest of honor, as I call them.
Because the person who doesn't realize what's going on and plows through because it's a green light for them,
is going to wreck someone else's life.
And it's not their fault.
And their own.
Yeah, but it's a bad day at the office.
Yeah.
What do we got here? We got thanks for Ontario Medic who followed. Yeah, share the live with people. Let people know what we're doing. I do this 3 days a week. The goal is to make roads safer. Make sure you know the laws so you don't break the laws. That's the thing. Police can have side tints and we can't. That's not true. Police cars could have legal limit tints just like you can, but they can't exceed the legal limit tints because there's no exemption under the law for anybody. Now, I bet you, because I know that for undercover purposes, police can break the law. Oddly enough, if we go in and we try and infiltrate a gang of tinted window people and don't have tinted windows ourselves, we will stick out like a sore thumb. We say, no, my other car is my undercover tinted window. Like, no, you have to be able to. So there is an allowance to break certain laws for certain reasons. It has to be articulable and justified. But generally speaking, no, we can't tint our windows. And we don't. Like, why? In other jurisdictions.
It'd be hypocritical.
It would be hypocritical. In
That's
fact,
a big word for today.
Yeah, I like it. I do know police officers who don't like to issue tickets for things that they themselves, might do. They don't want to be hypocrites.
Yes.
It would be easier not to break the law yourself, but whatever.
Yeah. Like foul tags in the old days.
Oh, yes. Bye-bye USA. What is bye-bye USA for?
The hockey game.
Oh. Would you say OPP? Oh, we talked about that one already.
Yeah, already been back there.
Hello, Blue Brother. Be safe out there. That's, I'll follow you back there.
Call me sheep?
Call me.
Is that Ramsbottom?
I don't know. Dad joke. I just got fired from my kitchen job for stealing. I thought it was worth the whisk.
Dun-dun.
That is great. And I'm glad. As I started reading it, I'm like, wait, he's telling us a dad joke, or he's admitting to?
No, he's admitting a crime.
Yes, it was worth the whisk.
Worth the whisk.
I like that. That was excellent. We talked about that already. Rui Oliveira says hi. Does the police always get to tow your vehicle, or can you tow away yourself? Costs more in city. Depends on where you are, depends on the conditions. There's times when we are impounding the vehicle, at which point you don't get the choice. We're taking it, it's going to an impound, for stunt driving, let's say. But if you are broken down and you have a tow on the way and it's not impeding traffic, if it's not an issue where we have to clear the road for safety, then you generally can have your own tow come. If it is a situation where we're telling you it's going to be towed now, we'll tow it. Like if you have a membership to CAA or another auto club, they will reimburse you.
Yes. We can also order you one of our contracts and then you pay for it.
Yes.
It's a customer request, they call it. But we can get our contract tows to you and then you just pay them.
Yeah.
And
actually,
under contract to the police. So
it's a better price.
It's usually a reputable company as opposed
it is
as
far
to
better.
A highway bandit, as some people might call it.
100%. We talked about that. In fog condition, blue is better. I don't know what we're talking about. Scrolling.
Unless he was meant to say, is blue better? But
is blue in fog blue for what? You can't project blue light forward, so it doesn't matter. It would be illegal.
I
don't know. Oh, maybe that's weird. We talked about that. We talked about beard products.
Very important.
I obviously need a sponsor for the channel that's a beard product.
I think there's one called Beard in the Six too.
Really?
They handed out stuff at the Christmas market when I did it there years and years
My
ago.
problem is that there's a lot of products that are being sold and they stink. Like they have a horrible,
they smell like
musky.
A tree. They smell like a tree.
Oh, there's so many bad beard scents. But the stuff that my wife got for me for the holidays, really amazing.
It smelled like Christmas.
No, like, I don't know, woodsy. Like make you want to go fishing, and not in a bad way. Okay, let's see here. Do you need? We talked about that. Oh, do I have to pull over when crossing ambulance on Highway 17? What? Do I have to pull over when crossing an ambulance? I'm not sure what the context of this is. So
it's easier just to pull over.
If the ambulance have lights and sirens active, you're obligated by law to pull over to the nearest curb or edge of roadway. Although earlier the question was, if I'm being pulled over by police, do I have to pull over even into the bicycle lane if it exists? And it's to the curb or edge of roadway, I would say yes, as far off as possible to give safety to the officer, and cyclists can pass you on the left.
And then we'll get yelled at by the cyclists as they go.
But we don't care about them.
Yeah.
We've got big shoulders. So if I were to get purple underglow, it would be amber to project to the ground. What? How do you get purple underglow? It would have to. Okay, your question confuses me. If I were to get purple underglow, it would be purple, not amber. The light to the ground is irrelevant if the bulbs aren't visible, in my opinion. But again, police can often have different interpretations of law, and that means that you may find yourself getting a ticket, even though you'll be able to win it. Like sometimes there's mistakes. Someone says, "I believe the law is this."
No one's perfect.
No, it's an imperfect world. Okay. But if they watch the channel, they won't even bother giving you the ticket. They'll save themselves, the embarrassment of losing in court. Okay, so as long as you can't see the light bulb directly, basically, that's essentially what I'm saying. Obviously, blinking red lights is going to cause some negative attention, but is it illegal? If the red light is glowing on the ground, I don't believe so.
No. People even put them on motorcycles.
I used to have it shining into my engine compartment, and all you saw was the reflected light, just a little tinge to the chrome, and it was awesome. I had blue. I didn't put red because red's like fire. It was red's like fire, and I ain't no fireman. Respect the firemen or fire persons.
We do our shifts vertically though.
They get to nap. They have sleepovers on duty.
They get to sleep till they're hungry and eat till they're tired, as they say. No disrespect, of course.
Of course not.
They'll say it's jealousy. They'll say it's jealousy.
Every single collision I've investigated for the fire department has resulted in the best pizza, pasta, charcuterie boards. They fed me very well.
They love directing traffic too.
They're actually carry
white gloves.
They're pretty good.
I used to carry white gloves.
They're pretty good at it.
He always wanted to direct traffic.
That's very funny. I've been trying to get, what is this? Oh, Kif said, I think it says Kif. I've been trying to get on for a year just north of you. Any pointers? What's holding you back? Have they told you why? Or did you apply and get no response? Did you get a response and it was negative? Did they give any pointers at all? Because I couldn't speculate as to why. It would just be, it's a million reasons why it could be. It could just be that the process is taking a long time. So feel free to DM me. I'll try and unpack what you're telling me. Let's say Loco says, hang on a second. Parking enforcement tried to pull me over and intimidate me like a cop. Well, they have no authority to pull you over, but why were they trying to pull you over? Were you doing something dangerous?
They can't pull you over for a parking ticket.
They can't pull you over for anything, but if they think you're drunk and they're trying to influence you to do the right thing to pull over, maybe they were doing the right thing even if they didn't have the right system in place to allow them to do it. But what was the story? You give us a little piece like that, it's not enough information. And obviously, was that a Toronto parking enforcement officer? There's a Rambo going on.
We have one just down the booth here.
Yeah.
With his bicycle.
We should ask him if he's ever tried to pull anybody over with his bicycle. Pull over, or I'll say pull over again. Do I have to pull over? We talked about that. Oh.
No, in the opposite direction.
Okay. Do I have to pull over when crossing ambulance in opposite direction? That makes a whole lot more sense than what you asked earlier. And the question is about divided or undivided highways. So if you're in a situation like Yonge Street or Highway 7, well, it depends on where you are on Highway 7, I guess.
Yes. Now with the tracks up there.
If it is divided, essentially a one-way road going one way and a one-way road going the other way, then you don't have to pull over for the opposer.
With these in the middle.
They can't. Oh yeah, the wonderful concrete barrier.
Or like in Durham, there's a lot of gardens in the middle of the road.
Right, a grassy knoll from which to
so you
to
don't
plant
have to stop
things.
going the other way.
Yeah, but 401 is the best example of a divided highway. You cannot cross over in between; it is not possible, and those cutouts don't count because that's for towing and police.
Yeah.
But is it even for towing? It's really just for emergency vehicles. But if you're talking about a normal road, yeah, you have to pull over in the other direction. Even if there's a small, like if you look at the intersections where they have a small concrete median where a light standard is attached, that doesn't count. That's still a divided highway. Pull over, because if you're in an intersection, you don't know where that ambulance is going to go. This user wants to know if I'm going to be here tomorrow. My plan was to be here every day. I had some car issues. Did you see the picture of my tire that disintegrated?
No.
I'll show you a picture after.
Talk to a traffic guy about that.
So here's the thing. I put an article up on X. If you go to VoiceOver Cop on X, or if you go to my on LinkedIn, you will see the article or bettertraffic.ca. I put up an article about my experience that I was basically driving on a tire that was slowly coming apart.
Oh.
But I thought it was an imbalance due to ice and snow buildup on the rim, which is normal. And the thing is, it actually came and went. The problem morphed over a few days.
There's nothing worse than an intermittent problem.
Because you can't diagnose stuff. And the deal is that it was actually a shredded, I don't know how it didn't explode.
There's Kerry Schmidt. Talking about stuff, there's Schmidt.
Where's Schmidt?
He's just on the other side of the pillar.
It's all about Schmidt. Let's see here. You don't know Schmidt. But I am going to be here tomorrow. You don't know Schmidt. I'm going to use that from now on. Whenever I want to say Schmidt, I'm going to use his name.
Schmidt, yeah.
Where is the office? I mean, our office, their office, because I don't have an office. Well, my office is now in Markham. I have an office in Markham.
Is that where you live?
No, but that's where the office is.
Oh, that's where your building's going to be.
Actually, not Markham. It's Vaughan. It's near
The
Wonderland.
city above Toronto.
In fact, one of my friends who's been working at that office for some time, he has a Canada's Wonderland pass.
Oh yeah.
And a food plan for his kid.
Oh.
So every day he goes to Wonderland. He has the parking included. He drives in, gets his meal, comes back out, and that's his food. It's his food plan. He's the only person on the planet getting a good deal at Wonderland.
Yes. And our office is at 9 Hannah in Liberty Village.
Yeah.
Owen says, I was just there this morning.
Were you at the auto show on Sunday? I got a pic with you last year, but didn't see. I was here on Sunday. I wasn't here Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and today being Friday. What's he doing? Why are the OPP coming into our booth? They don't know it's our territory.
They probably smelled our donuts.
Oh, that's true. Did you look at the Danishes that
I
were
had
there?
one.
Which one did you choose? Because
Raspberry.
Which was the
I chose the raspberry one.
Raspberry's my favorite.
Sorry, I took your raspberry.
So Owen,
I don't know.
Okay, I'll live without it. Owen, so sorry, Owen, if I missed you on Sunday. I was here, but I could have been elsewhere in the building at the time because I have been running around trying to create some content. On my no lunch, there you go. I'm on a no lunch every day, but I don't get paid for it. Nick McKinnon says, what about license plate lights? Can you have blue license plate lights? No. License plate lights must be white. They must be 3 lumens, minimum of 3 lumens. I don't know if it's a maximum, but it's the only white light you can have to the rear, and that was one of the number one reasons I used to pull people over.
Was the rear marker not illuminated?
Or improperly illuminated by blue lights.
Yes.
So you can't do that. Can't do it.
And license plate covers.
Any kind, license plate cover of any kind, any color, clear, not allowed. Frame only, not allowed. Your favorite Ford dealership, not allowed.
Yes, I love when the dealerships put it on for you. I just immediately ask them to take it off.
Yes. So he tried to pull up behind me like a cop while I was parked with hazards.
Oh,
well, that's different. That's not pulling you over. That's giving you a ticket for parking because hazards are not a get out of parking jail pass. You would be, and he could have still written you the ticket because he doesn't have to serve it to you. So you might be getting one in the mail. It's called a drive away. And if they get your license plate before you drive away, they just send it to you in the mail. No big deal. Oddly, I have an article about that on LinkedIn and Better Traffic about hazard lights, improper use. Because nothing bugs me more than someone driving down the highway 30 kilometers below the speed limit, putting their hazards on because it's raining or snowing, and they think that the hazard light will tell me that it's raining or snowing. That's a different sound. That's more electronic. And I got more respect for that one. Let's see here. He didn't even end up giving me the ticket. Well, then so if they pulled up behind, you're complaining about someone who pulled up behind you because you broke the law, didn't give you a ticket, and you're still complaining? Let's see here. Kenzie wants to know about vehicle banners on windshield upper part of. Okay, here's the thing. Tint strip or stickers or anything that could be considered to obstruct the driver's view is illegal. The indicator, and this is something that I actually agree with Sergeant Campbell, who's not here to defend himself, but we agree on this, is anywhere the windshield wiper wipes is off limits.
It's fair game.
Yeah, if the windshield wiper wipes that area, you're intended or expected by the manufacturer to see through it. So if your banner obstructs that path, either get smaller windshield wipers,
yes.
or
smaller windshield.
Yeah, just little itty bitty ones.
Well, in the old days, they used to have it like in the 70s. Older, they used to come in a different color built into the windshield.
And you are allowed to have them on vehicles up to 2016. A 2017 vehicle and newer, you're not allowed to have anything on the windshield. And there are people I'm seeing brand new cars with tint strips across them. They're not
wraps.
Oh yeah. I mean, listen, I get it, but I don't get it.
Especially if you have your own company.
Well,
like voiceover cop. Right?
But one of my issues is that I'm tall. I'd be looking through it all the time.
Yes.
There's sensors in new vehicles that it is blocking, and it's usually dealing with.
Yeah, your front-facing cameras and for.
I think that's the big reason why they prevented it.
Cruise control, where it's
adaptive cruise control. Cars are computers now. Kiff says, any pointers for a new recruit trying to get on?
Well, if you're a new recruit, you're already on.
Well, but someone applying to get on, someone a potential recruit.
Yeah.
It's obviously stay out of trouble, stay fit, keep volunteering.
Do lots of volunteer work.
Be involved in the community that you want to serve, not just to get a tick in the box, but actually get some experience, because some of those experiences are going to be the things that get you through an interview. So you don't do it just for that reason. Do it because you want to contribute. You want to do the things you're going to be doing as a police officer.
Because you could get a question like, tell me about a time when you conflict resolution.
Yeah,
or send some not discrepancy. What's the word I want?
I don't know.
I don't know. I'll think of it in a second.
Let's see here. Jeff Joseph says, Sarge!
Oh.
And then
Who? Jeff Joseph?
Jeff Joseph.
Okay. Hey.
And he put an emoji there.
OG.
I am OG. Trader says, hi, officer. Hello, hello. You guys watched the game yesterday? I did not. Although I did. Did you watch it?
I watched part of it.
My
kids
did.
I had to come and go to the car show.
To the work.
Catch the train.
My kids watched something, and I watched the most horrific national anthem rendition ever.
Oh
and it was the best was, I thought it was an American who didn't know how to
like. It was Chantal Kraviazis, yeah.
From Winnipeg. Like, it was a Canadian who butchered it. Winterpeg?
Winterpeg.
Did you ever go to Blondie's or hear about Blondie's?
No.
Blondie Burger?
In Winnipeg?
Yeah, they had they served a burger.
It was 1989.
I've never been. There was a place that I meant to go see. They serve a burger in a pizza box. Like, it's so huge, and they're abusive. But they went out of business. I don't know why. Got pulled over the other night for having a headlight almost, but made no sense. Had a helmet. So you need to have two headlights, not almost two headlights. You have to have two headlights. A one eye, as I used to call them,
or blinky,
or winky.
Yeah.
That's a valid reason to get pulled over and receive a ticket.
Unless you're on a motorcycle.
Unless you're on a motorcycle, the only exemption under the HTA for having one headlight. You only need to have one brake light, though. Although if you're down to one brake light, it's probably a good time to change both of them. Don't change one, change both. It just makes your life easier.
Here comes Omar. I thought you were interviewing yourself. No, we're just chatting.
Can I get a prescription to get 5% tint? Not in Ontario, but in other jurisdictions you might be able to get a medical exemption. In the States, some states may allow an exemption. However, in Ontario,
for
the front windshield. But
that would be ridiculous at night. You wouldn't be able to see anything.
People argue with me online, I see fine. And I'm like, you don't see fine. You see 95% less information than you would see if you had no tint.
Or does he mean the front doors?
No,
front windshield would be ridiculous.
But anywhere 95% is ridiculous. Yeah, not legal. And even if it was an exemption, it wouldn't be to have no vision, because that's what you're talking about. 95% light blockage leaves. Sorry, 5% tint generally means 90% of visible light transmission is blocked. 95 means you have 5% left. For the people who argue that they can see perfectly with 5%, they're obviously not 40.
They're Supermen.
Well, people don't get it. Once you hit 40, you need twice as much light to see as you did when you were 20. When you're 60, you need 3 times as much light. That's why I need a flashlight to see things in a lit room. You know, like, I go into the room and we have one central light on. I can't pick anything in the closet. I don't see the same level of definition that I would be able to see when I was a kid. And but my kid's like, well, I see just fine. Like, you might, I can't. I turn the lights on for everything, and I have a flashlight for going through drawers. Can I drive on the highway with a G2 license? Yes, you can.
Machine gun at the top of it?
There's no machine gun at the top of this.
Oh, like one of those.
There is a turret, so someone with a machine gun could get out and point their gun, but a mounted.
Real machine gun sounds.
You could be in special effects, a Foley artist, yeah.
A Foley, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, but there's a little hole.
There's a turret, so it comes up. Yes, you could.
Can I try the
Has that
radar
been
gun?
used before?
It's laser.
This is a laser speed measuring device. So there's a reticle. You can look through here. When you press it, it lights up. Put that on the bumper of the vehicle coming up.
Good place to aim.
Yes.
My dad's friend.
Snip Trader says, "Can I drive?" No, it was locked.
22.
Who says, "No way, I missed you there. I was Monday. Was it Monday that I didn't come in, or Tuesday? No, I was here. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday I didn't come. So I was here on Monday, and yes, you missed me. Sorry to say." Kenzie talk. Currently 74. How many viewers in the channel? 41,000. And the Toronto Police one, we had 674,000. This is TikTok right now. 74 people watching.
74.
It's not a lot.
Look it on TikTok. It'd be 76. 75.
A record? No. I've had 40,000.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And if each of them gave you $1.
If they all gave me $1, it'd be
Each
great.
one gave $1.
TikTok live while you arrest people?
No.
No, we can't do that. This is TikTok live.
Yeah.
Body cam live. Body cam live.
But do you guys have your driver's license?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you've got questions about traffic safety, traffic law, I do 3 days a week. I do live streams. So you can jump online and live streams Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays 10 a.m. But on YouTube or the
Yelling-
podcast.
She's yelling their speeds to
How fast? Oh yeah, but don't
Slow
encourage
down.
them to go faster.
Favorite
Slow
TikToker?
Thank you very much. How you doing?
Punch it.
Good.
Punch it.
Enjoying retirement?
I'm still here working. I'm just not getting paid anymore. Yeah, but I am. It's fabulous.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, I miss the job. I miss hanging out with these guys, but it's good. It's good.
Well, it's a brother, right?
Absolutely.
Oh, that guy's
How you doing?
tripping. Holy.
You watch mine too? Awesome. Thank you for watching. This is-
Are you live right now?
I am live right now. We're answering questions right there.
You're live too, but well, if you were taller, you'd be live.
Yeah, actually, I've got the camera pointing that way. You're on camera right now. Yes.
Is it live on TikTok?
That's live on TikTok now.
Go into the live, Sergeant.
He's busy enforcing the law.
He's using the laser. We've got some folks who are, yes, so they're getting on camera. There you go. Okay. Vehicle banners, we talked about that. What division are the cops from?
The cops.
The
All
cops.
of them,
Thank you. So the cops, like this one here, we got a bunch of them here, but almost all of them are from traffic services. We do have someone, hey, it's me on your phone. That's weird.
Now that's interesting.
He's showing me.
Oh,
Yeah, he's broadcasting.
What?
Oh yeah, we're live streaming right
What
now.
are you? Voiceover cop?
VoiceOver Cop is the channel on TikTok.
That's awesome.
And you're on. Oh yeah, there you go.
what are you live
Oh,
on?
what? You're actually on the live.
Yeah.
Oh no, where to go? Hang on a second. Let's fix that. Stand by. How do I do this?
How do you do what?
I ruined it.
What are you trying to do? Oh, you lost your camera?
Here we go.
Live on.
Here. No, that's not it. I lost the camera.
Oh no.
I broke it.
Rude.
Stand by. We're gonna fix it. Dual. There it is. I had to
Dual.
find the button.
Dual or summary?
Rectangle.
Dual or summary?
Conviction. Yes.
What account are you live on?
There we go. Now you're on
VoiceOver
camera.
Cop.
Now you're full screen.
No, you guys are live, and we're in the little box.
That's the one I used to run when I was with the Toronto Police. I've retired, so you can go to VoiceOver Cop and see yourself right now.
Right now. Except the camera's not
It's
pointing at
actually live. It's pointed at them. Okay, so yeah, traffic services is the division. I was trying to answer that question.
Oh,
And
oh, yeah, we're still on that question.
and traffic services is a citywide traffic unit handling all investigations for collisions and Highway Traffic Act offenses. Oh, he's getting a Snapchat. Too funny. Okay, it was blurry. Snip Trader wants to
Yeah,
know if
come
they
over
can
and get it
drive.
embroidered in your arm. It's better.
Yes, this is where you need to put your QR code.
Right
Get,
there.
get your Snapchat put on your shoulder like me. That's the way to do it. So can I drive on the highway the G2? Yes, you can.
This license, that question keeps coming up.
It might be the same person who keeps like tuning out before I answer them.
Oh, yes, you can. Just don't
Did you
drink.
find the channel now? They're trying to. Why do you want random people on the line to call you to reach out to you? It's
Kids these days.
Kids, yeah.
Other people's kids. Other people's kids.
Hey, speaking of communication, why do we have such a low hiring rate? I went to school for it. This is Ashley asking.
Just like, you mean
I don't know
like
if
for
it's
law enforcement, you mean?
for communications for.
Oh, communications. We have Jessica. Jessica's here.
Yeah, I don't know if she wants to talk to it,
Let me
but
go see if Jessica
the
wants to
deal
come
is
talk.
that it's got a high turnover. It's got it's a difficult job, and not everybody. There are people who wash out. So I think you do two halves. You work, even if you pass the initial training, you come in for you work the call taker role, and then by the time they get the dispatch, they may have washed out.
Jessica's coming to
But
answer
we have
your
a real
commu-
live
We have a real live
communications person.
communications operator.
An
Stand by.
instructor, no less.
Standing by.
No,
It's just a shirt.
That's
You're not an instructor.
No, I do instructing at the college.
Okay.
For officers with the radios.
So here's the question.
Hi.
What is it? Speaking of communications, why do they have such a low hiring rate?
So we don't have a low hiring rate. We have a low, I'll say, retention rate.
That's a good word.
Yeah. A lot of people join. It is a very intensive training program. The whole thing takes about 18 months.
Wow.
So can I go into how it's done?
Go
roughly?
for it.
Okay. So once
Time
you
to
get hired,
shine.
Awesome. Once you get hired, you'll start with 8 weeks in-class training for call take. When you've completed that, which is very intense, studying every day, Monday to Friday, you'll go to the floor with your platoon. It's 10 weeks on desk training, plugged in with another call taker. When you're done that, you're signed off. You fly solo for about 6 months to 8 months. Once you're done that, you go back to school again. You do 5 more weeks of, actually up to 8 more weeks
Wow.
back in class of dispatch training. Then back to the floor, plugged in with a dispatcher for 10 weeks. Everything's said and done, you're signed off, and you're
And
good
this
to
is
go.
while mousing, pedaling, like all this. Like people don't realize how complicated it is. It's not just getting on a headset.
No.
Should be able
There's
to type it
foot
right.
pedals, there's mouse, there's
a lot of
keyboard.
multitasking.
Yeah, so people tend
And a
to
gooseneck.
a gooseneck.
That's right, a gooseneck.
And now it transitioned to the new 911 system.
So we have the Solocom we switched over to, so soft phones.
Do you support
soon
text
we have-
yet?
No.
Still no.
NG 911 is in the works. These are things that add-ons that we can add on to those features later on. I personally am not looking forward to that. There's a lot of information coming at once, but it's intense. But if you're interested, by all means, reach
Apply.
out.
www.tps.ca/careers, and there is a tab for communications. Check it out. Read more about the job. Find out when there's positions available. Is it open for hiring right now?
It is, and if anyone has any questions, they can DM me on mine. It's
What's your
911 TPS Jess.
911 TPS Jess? No underscores there. It's just straight
No,
through.
911 TPS
Straight
Jess.
up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Throw me a text and I can answer any questions.
Did you know who messaged you earlier? Did you hear about this?
No, I don't recognize it.
TNC? No. Okay.
Tank 44 or something.
Yes.
Came over
Send me a
and told you to
message.
say
I'll
Yes,
answer
yes,
everything.
DM.
Awesome.
All
Thanks
right.
so much.
Thank you.
hi. All right.
All right.
Okay, I'm back.
This is Woodell Engineering.
I'm like the guy who runs against the extra.
Yes, yes, the producer. It's awesome. Did you take a Hummer for a test drive yet? I have not taken the Hummer, nor have I taken the Cybertruck. I vow to do that today if I have time. It's 12:49. If I shut down the live stream,
12:49 already?
it's crazy how quickly time flies. If it doesn't happen today, I'll do it tomorrow because I have more time tomorrow. I have to leave around 2:30, 3 o'clock today. But I want to test drive. I want to see if I fit into it. I don't think I'll fit into it. Years ago,
How tall are you, 6'6"?
6'5".
You're
6'5". With the boots on, I'm probably 6'6". But many moons ago, my brother and I were going to buy a Hummer H2.
Mm-hmm.
And I got into this thing that was brought in by a used car dealer for me. It had ostrich leather seats. It was like a hunter green with a tan interior. And I actually liked it until I got into it. And then I took it for a test drive. I looked out my window and I saw the headliner of the vehicle. The windows were down here.
It's like driving a Chrysler 300.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Well, it's the 300 when it's up here is also down.
Yeah.
I couldn't see. I could not drive that vehicle. To see, I had to duck down and it just wasn't comfortable. Or I had to lie
Apparently
down.
someone shot us a nice compliment and said we're good-looking guys.
Oh, we're good-looking
I'm being
guys?
told
Where did it
it's
say
up-
that?
It should be back there. I think their ID's hidden, but it said something about good-looking guys. So
Oh.
looking good guys or something.
Oh, looking good guys. Okay, well, we'll take
Thanks,
it.
KL.
Thank you. It's the Highway Sarge. That's from
What?
Rowan Elijah.
Whoever that is, but yeah, it's
Right,
I'm
it's Ron
the highway
Elijah.
guy. Highway Sergeant 1, usually.
How loud can I make my Honda Civic? Well, the fart can muffler is a no-no.
The fart can muffler.
Yes.
That's an official term.
That is, in fact, I ran into someone at
it
the
must
show.
be great to be a civilian and just
But
talk the way you
I
want to
called
talk.
it a fart can.
I
For the last
know.
4 years, I've called it a fart can on lives. I have to say, props to the Toronto police who either ignored my live stream when I was doing it for them, or because
Reminds me
or
of the old days
accepted
of
me to
Cam
do
Woolley,
it.
who would call people idiots.
But you're not supposed to do that.
I don't know. Whatever. It's all good.
Yeah.
I like Cam. It's just
Cam's great.
He was way out there, and people loved it because he was.
Oh yeah, for sure. So you can't make it loud. Like you can have a throaty roar, a rumble, but it has to be. So the rules in Toronto as guidance, although this is not the book definition for what is, but in the city of Toronto, breaking 62 decibels at, I think it's 92 decibels. Oh no, 92.
This thing hates the snowblower when I go home.
Oh, for sure. I was working with my electric snow shovel and I had to wear hearing protection because my watch told me so.
Yeah.
So you're going to go
Prolonged
deaf
exposure.
if you don't wear
Prolonged
this.
exposure.
They also
I like
limit the
prolonged-
range.
I like prolonged exposure.
Yeah. The deal with I think it's 92 decibels at idle and 96 decibels at anything other than idle will get you a $500 ticket in the city of Toronto.
Cha-ching.
And that's a lot of money.
I call them COVID mufflers because they seem to. There was nothing else
There
to do
was-
during COVID. Everybody
yeah.
just did a
But
modifications.
what
to
you
their
can
cars.
do is drive a Toyota TRD Pro where they augment the sound of the vehicle by way of a speaker inside the cabin to make you feel cool, even though
Without annoying anybody else.
You don't have to, because people don't understand. And I gotta connect with my friend with No More Noise Toronto, who is an advocate for keeping the roads quiet. They live in an apartment. They hear the highway noise all day long because of motorcycles and with modified mufflers.
Mm-hmm.
And no one wants to admit the fact that businesses, babies, and people sleeping deserve that right to conduct themselves or enjoy silence.
Or shift workers. Those
Well, that's what I'm saying.
buggers who
Those
work
horrible
shifts.
people like police officers, ambulance,
Yeah.
the people who are actually trying to get enough rest so they don't, drive off the road while trying to come save you.
Mhm.
Those people need to sleep. And
Sleep is one of the most important things in the world.
yeah. Well, I went from getting 4 hours a night when I was on the job to 8 hours a night now. It's a whole new world.
Good for you.
25 years of getting crap sleep. It's amazing. Crap sleep. Just it's that's changed my life. Now the
Like Amway.
ooh, How many people know what Amway is?
Yes, we're way too old.
And Tupperware.
Yes, they just went under, right?
Did they really?
Yeah, Tupperware's gone.
Wow. Anyone got vintage Tupperware they want to sell on
Yes.
eBay?
Yes.
So the deal with the noise is it shouldn't be unreasonable. Like there's unnecessary noise charges under the HTA, which could be anything. So if you have that blop blop or pop pop, that could be a ticket. Improper muffler and unnecessary noise would be the way I'd go for those. And there's no justification. If your grandma don't like it, if she thinks that you're an ignorant fool for
That's a good
having
way
it,
to live your life.
if your grandma don't like it,
What would your grandma say about
unless your
what
grandma's
you're
got
doing?
tattoos. If your grandma's got tattoos, don't listen to it.
Still smokes and drinks bourbon. Every
Yeah,
day.
yeah. Then she might love it, and that's not a good indicator.
She's
My
surfing on the
grandma would not accept it.
What would she say?
Oh, she'd say a lot of things, mostly in Russian.
Oh boy.
Yeah. We got Bob Jensen says, "How are you doing?" I'm doing well, thanks for asking. Kenzie says, "Stanced wheels are just wrong." So stanced, if you're talking about the camber, yeah.
They
if
call
you're
them stands?
stanced is like it's low and
This is a new kid term, probably.
yeah. But if you're talking about that, I think you're talking about camber. Now, there's also something that I thought was also stanced, and that's where you have the front bumper higher than the rear. Maybe there's something else that's a different word for it.
You got too much stuff in your trunk.
Well,
Too much junk in the trunk.
what you're trying to do is kill pedestrians because you're not
You're
defending.
launching them now.
You're just munching them under the underside and feeding them to your rear transmission.
Feeding them.
Yes. Can I get a free car, please? That's from Isaac. Sadly,
car?
I don't have cars to give away. Officer
Give you a sticker if you
cameraman
come
is
by.
sick.
Sorry?
Officer cameraman is sick.
Oh.
I guess.
Oh,
that-
you know, unless he saw Asif walking.
Oh, that's what it was.
Asif Rehman.
Yeah, that's
He's
that
walking-
cameraman.
Apparently he does weddings too.
He does. So he's
do
available.
weddings. And I was at his wedding, and with you.
I was. Yes, we sat at the
we
same
sat
table at the wedding.
We were at Asif's wedding.
Yes. The food was so good. Yes.
I was disappointed because it was a dry wedding.
Oh yes. There is that.
The next day was fun. I've never been to a 2-day wedding before.
This is true. It was my first 2-day wedding as well.
One night's dry, one night's fun.
So they had the 1-day wedding was done.
It was more the ceremonial part where
But it was because he's Muslim and she is Hindu, and so they did both.
Oh. Hi Sue. Sue Scaffidi's watching.
Hey, Sue,
and
how
she
you
liked
doing?
my junk in the trunk comment.
Oh, very good.
Morning, Sue. Or
Is
good-
it packed
good
today?
afternoon, Sue.
There was a gazillion kids when I got here that I had to wade through a sea of teenagers to get in because the security guard at the front door keeps forgetting who I am. Every day
Oh yeah, I like this story. Tell it. It's good.
I come in every day and I go, "Hi," and he goes, "You have to go use the other door." And I'm like, but you let me in with the police officers and I'm in the police booth, and he says, "We have to go that way." And I'm like, "But I'm."
It's like Groundhog Day every day.
And then he says, "Okay, you can go this way." And then the next day he flags me to the other side. I'm like, "I come through, but we talked about this yesterday, and you let me go through."
I'm not being mean, but you're a fairly memorable guy. Like, it's
Like-
not like you're.
I'm like, and then we have a full-on conversation about his work with dog training, and then it's all fresh the next day, and he has no idea who I am.
Groundhog Day.
It is.
You are Groundhog Day.
It's interesting, and he's in the same place because I imagine they put him in that door to say use the other door because it's the one thing he remembers. It's a very nice
He
man.
doesn't remember anything else.
I think he'd get lost. He's a very nice man.
All right. What's next?
How to make yourself more competitive candidate for position as a police constable.
Ooh.
So this
Real
is where,
life experience.
Yes. I think that the biggest mistake, and people who, like I lecture at Police Foundation's courses, but I think Police Foundation's courses are great if you got nothing else going on and you can't get into another program, and I hate to say it that way, because you're going to be trained to become a police officer once you're hired. I would rather see you go get an accounting certificate or program.
Volunteer with Special Olympics.
Anything other than
volunteer
that,
with anything.
because you have to get untrained to be retrained. And I get it. There's, if you love it, like I applied for it back in the day, but in retrospect, not necessarily the best program to go for.
I think gone are the days of us hiring like the 18-year-olds right out of high school.
I actually
and be a
think it's
cadet.
coming back because there are cadet programs now. Halton Regional Police has a cadet program and I saw an
And the
OPP
OPP
cadet
had two here.
Yeah, so that's where you just get hired right away. The
Wow.
problem is and I think it's a mistake. You don't get the life experience, but you do get an opportunity to screw yourself. Because if you come in with no experience and you're a tool because you didn't go learn how to act as an adult, you will just sewer yourself from a career as a police officer. You're going to make people upset, and they won't hire you. They won't endorse you. However, if you go get some real-world experience before you come to the police, then you have a better chance of doing the right thing in those experiences. Not because you're a bad person, just because you're inexperienced.
Clifford's got the right idea.
Where's Clifford?
On the screen.
Oh,
Sorry.
TPS is number one. Yes, I was looking behind like, who's
No.
Clifford? How you doing?
TikTok guy?
I am the TikTok guy.
He is
Currently on
TikToking right
TikTok.
now.
Oh, I've seen this guy on
Honda,
TikTok.
look at you go, eh?
Yeah.
You like the Hondas, eh?
What's happening?
Yeah, not much.
Go stay on the other side. You'll be on the. You'll
Yes,
be
I
on
got
the
a
show.
camera facing that way.
No, on the other. No, on the other side of the camera.
right there. That camera.
Now you're on.
You're
Now
currently
you're
on the
live.
live stream in your Honda.
He's
on your
repping
Honda
He's
gear.
repping Honda.
I've seen this on TikTok.
Yeah,
We're on. You're on TikTok right now. The camera's pointing at you. Actually, no. Now, if you move that way, you're gonna be. Now
There
you're
you
on
go.
TikTok.
Look at you guys. Awesome.
So what's going on? Your schools are all here today? Okay, I saw
This
a lot.
is a school trip?
Yeah.
I saw a lot of young folk. I
Amazing.
figured it has to be. What's
Oh,
happening?
look at your guys.
I've seen you on TikTok.
I am on TikTok right now. If you open your phone, you'll be on TikTok.
Yeah.
Oh wait, do you always do like the answer the question?
That's what I'm doing right
the
now.
answer the question.
I'm the answer the question guy.
He's the answer the question guy.
Let's see here.
I'm a silly sidekick for today.
Or are you the one behind the camera?
No,
No.
there's no one standing behind the camera.
But this is way more fun. Hanging out with Sean.
He's actually beside me on the camera. Yeah.
Yeah, we're live.
I always remember that you asked.
No,
me
this
to
is locked,
answer the
unfortunately, because
comments
it's not
with all,
ours.
like,
It's
like,
only on loan
weird
from
questions.
the company.
There's all sorts
But
of
you can-
questions.
you
We
can
answer
stand up,
as
do
many as
whatever
we
you want, look in
can.
the windows, we just can't let you in.
Had a GGB mountain can for an 850 on a Toyota Corolla. Love that here in Newfoundland. So I'm assuming that's some brand of exhaust.
Mountain can. It's like what do you call the can?
Fart can.
Fart can.
You're currently on TikTok. Yes. Yeah. It was your neck up there.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to get taller. Yeah, you're good. You're
Tinting
good.
front windows allowed in BC.
Hurry, grow
So
up.
BC has some very strict laws. A buddy of mine, he's from Alberta. I got a BC, different laws. What's that?
No, it's not open.
It's not. It's locked. You can't get in. Oh, in that you can go stand over there.
Sorry, I thought you meant in
The camera's pointing that way. If you happen to walk in front of it, you're on camera. You're deliberating as to whether or not you want to be known by the world.
What?
Next known tight end.
They're trying to figure out if they can brave the camera on the other side of this phone. So yeah, they
Decisions.
like in Alberta, you can't do anything. You can't modify your vehicle at all, really. They're here. You can modify within realm. No, check with your local police for BC.
And if you modify, you might have to adjust your permit.
Oh yeah,
Especially if you paint your car a different color.
color change and displacement. Like if you change the number of cylinders, how many people actually switch out? So here's the deal. When I was 16, I was going to modify my. If they're going for the group shot,
They're so
now
brave.
they're
so
posing.
brave now.
Yes, and they can pose because they're watching the live stream from the live stream. Just make sure you're smashing the likes. So
Yeah. Send us some.
Send
hearts.
it to your
Send
friends.
us some hearts.
He had a 6-cylinder Camaro, and we were going to drop an 8-cylinder in it. That would have required a displacement change because obviously you need to
We
pay.
had someone call the station last night asking about,
Oh, really?
I painted my car. Do I have to do anything? They're like, yes, you have to go to the ministry and
apply
change
for a
the
new
color of
permit.
your car on your permit. Yeah.
Heard there's some choppers for the police coming. Yes, the
Choppers.
whirlybirds.
Oh, I thought you meant like we're getting motorcycle
Oh,
choppers.
those
No.
kind of choppers would be
No,
cool.
that'd be You'd come back for that, wouldn't you?
Are correctional officers considered as cops? No, they're correctional officers.
I asked if there was a comment saying that.
Someone said
Shout out to
you're
the cameraman.
you were badass or
If you
something
were
like
here
that.
filming us, they were-
Because you were actually on camera at the time. Yes.
You were on camera with your camera.
And we were offering your services as a wedding photographer. Just so you know, is there a website they should go to?
Website for your business.
He's not plugging his business.
Then we talked about your and then we talked about your wedding.
Yes, that's right. Where the food was fantastic. Yes.
And the drummers were amazing.
Oh, that was quite a
Our
show.
watches would have went off though.
That's true. Correctional officers aren't police officers, but they're part of the law enforcement community, the greater law enforcement community. Absolutely, we work closely with them.
And we
and
work in conjunction with correctional officers, parole
it's a
officers,
tough
probation
job.
officers.
It's a tough job. Can you have a blue license plate light? No, you cannot. Illegal. Tig Devil Diesel, how's it going?
Oh, it's going horrible.
It's going well. Tig Devil Diesel is quite the artist. He actually does art with a TIG welder. And he was going to make me a Toronto Police one. At one point, we
I think this
had
would look
talked
cool
to.
then.
That's a hell of a detail. Okay, like you have to see his site. We'll go to his site later. But thanks for saying,
we're
hey.
very
Well,
busy.
yes, it's actually stressful. It's stressful.
Yeah, I know.
Peace officers, provincial CL. Thank you, Angela. Tinting front door windows, we asked for that. Bring Kerry Schmidt over and collab. We did. He was on a live stream earlier in the week. Is he left?
I don't see him anymore.
I don't know, but he was there. We should do some more, but he was over earlier. He was trying to recruit people on my channel to go to the OPP.
What? Actively recruiting.
Yeah, he took every opportunity. I guess they're hurting.
Reminds me of Elmer.
Yes. Well, to be truthful, I mean, I said it when he came over because he was playing. It's very competitive, Mr. Schmidt.
Mm-hmm.
But the truth is, go where it's best for you. If you want to work anywhere in the province, go anywhere in the province. You want to stay with a close drive to where you currently live and work in Toronto. It depends on what's right for you.
There's lots of opportunities in Toronto.
There is.
There's a place for everybody.
Let's see here. What about vehicle banners on the front windshield, upper part of window? Generally speaking, not legal for anything 2017 or newer. Canadian paint. What a douchebag. So he said to me, because he said here, he put couple of douches. That's Canadian Patriot, who obviously.
Me and you?
Yeah, he called us douches.
If I had any feelings, they'd be hurt.
Well, there were traffic men.
I know, I'm Tin Man.
We'll just mute the account. We don't have to hear from him.
Bye, as they say.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Or is that kind of, what is this?
I don't know. We're talking about Brazil.
What kind of storm, or that kind of storm meet Brazil, Ontario, and Biotic Service, Ontario, Conestoga meets is using, I don't know what we're talking about.
I don't even know what that is.
That's from Shakespeare Jr. But that was not
poetry.
Good writer for Shakespeare. It was not poetry.
No.
They used groundwater, which is...
Wherefore art thou grammar? Wherefore art thou grammar?
They use groundwater, which we dump chemicals from every lab and university. They kill people.
What's that have to do with traffic safety?
I don't know. Okay.
You have that power. That's good.
I have the power. By the way, what is that? Oh, Wonder Twin. I was going to say He-Man.
Oh. Well,
from the power of Grayskull.
Wow.
We are geeks and we're old. That's what it is.
We're geeks and we're old.
Toronto police have body cams. Yes.
Someone said we're good.
Well, they're not wrong.
They're only human, Sean.
Body cams. Toronto police have body cams. Yes.
Right here.
I don't have one because I'm no longer a member of the police service. But actually, I never got trained in them. I never had a body cam.
No, because you're a carpet lander.
I was a carpet lander after my collision. Can you get my bike back? It got stolen by a gang when I was 12 and they had knives. It came what?
Oh, that's
and came 3
12,
hours
that's
late.
Adam 12, knives and chains.
Oh my goodness.
Can you get my bike back that was stolen when you're 12?
That's
I'm
awesome.
sorry that your bike got stolen, but that's funny.
Hold on, I gotta.
I guess how old are they now? If they're 13, then it's a little different.
Can I do that? Did I take a picture? Yeah. I took a picture of your comment so I can post it later. That's awesome.
Can you find my dog that I lost 20 years ago?
Yes, my dog that's now buried in my backyard. We are live. That's okay. Well, what do you want to ask?
I've been watching your TikToks for a long time. I really enjoyed them.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
A lot of them pretty informative, to be honest.
I try. We try occasionally.
Yeah.
They're okay.
Yes.
You got some stuff?
I got some stuff.
Well, thank you very much.
I mean, you got like 4 of you there, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's got to get it.
Everyone's got to get one.
Everyone's got. You buy them by the.
They're not stickers. They're business cards that you can peel. It's different. Because we're not allowed to give stickers. We're not allowed to give stickers. So they're not stickers. They're business cards that might be able to peel.
That may have an adhesive.
They may have an adhesive
background.
They need to take care.
You're using some big words today.
Yeah. We never show love to the police.
Okay, thanks.
But you did, like Lawrence. I don't get it. Would I have to tell if I went from 1.8 liter 4-cylinder to a 2-liter 4-cylinder? No, same number of cylinders, not the volume. It's not displacement by cc's. Well, on a motorcycle it would be, wouldn't it? But it's for motor vehicles, for cars, it's cylinders. So if you went from a 4-cylinder to an 8-cylinder, yes. From a 1.5 liter to 2 liter, no. There's just nowhere to report it. Your insurance would want to know and could deny you claims. It is so incredibly dry in here that I
thought it was just your humor.
Yeah, bum.
Or mine.
When I have to tell if I went, no, okay, when I rapper my prelude.
Rap, I'm assuming he meant. R is very close to the D on the keyboard.
Yes. When I rapper my prelude, by the way, 4-wheel steering was a prelude thing back in the 80s. Yes. I updated the wrap right away with Insurance and Service Ontario. Yes, you want to update color changes with the ministry to avoid the $110 ticket for failing to do so.
Would that go under multi then, or like a wrap?
Depends if it's color. If it was a single color, it would be the new color. If it was a multicolor, it would be multicolor. There's not many options.
Like a bus, multi. On the collision reports, multi.
Well, the question is like how much before it's multi. Like a pinstripe isn't multi, but if 50% of the vehicle, it's
like
tough.
Buses are multi. TTC buses are considered multicolored.
Oh, for sure. There's a whole bunch
taxis,
of
like Beck Taxi, they're multicolored.
Yeah, I think, and it's something. If you had a hood that was black but the body that was green and a panel you got from the pound,
the wrecker.
Yeah, that's updated to multi. They're really repeating this. Can you get my bike pack? Okay.
Everyone's using it now?
But no, it's the same person, but they're going from playful and fun to now spamming the chat. So unfortunately, we must mute you.
Now it's gone to harassment.
Yes. I said that ice cream cone. How come I didn't see that? Thank you very much for the ice cream cone. I appreciate it.
Where is it?
Ricky Y just got the number 2 gifter because they said something. I didn't see it, but thank you so much. Canada won overtime.
Did you know that?
Is that today or yesterday?
Late last night.
Oh, okay. Kenzie says Toronto Police sponsored day at TMP Cayuga. Well, I know we have Right Track Racing, who it's run by 2 Toronto police officers on their own time. They're a not-for-profit. I don't know if they sponsored it.
Is that Scott Spicer?
No. Oh, Scotty Spicer, that's a long time ago. He did my motorcycle course in like 2002.
Doesn't he do some racing thing or no? Is that, am I really outdating myself?
I think you're out there. I don't know what he's doing. Is he still in the job?
I don't know. No, I don't think so.
I don't know either. Is OPB harder to get into than Toronto? I don't know. Jonathan says, I wanted to come meet you, but I can't this year. I'll try and be here next year too. And there's going to be a lot of opportunities. There's going to be a lot of live events that we're getting involved with. So I've left the Toronto Police, but I'm now involved with something called Better Traffic. Yeah, I'm still here.
I didn't notice.
But I'm involved with a not-for-profit called Better Traffic, and our goal is to run programs and create content to educate and make roads safer across Canada and the United States eventually. But there'll be other opportunities, and I plan to harass all my friends at their events whenever they're around and I can make it. So I'll let you know.
On behalf of Odyssey, you have an open invitation. How about that?
I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And they usually have donuts, so it's a bonus.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I know we stopped for those on the way over.
Let's see here.
Detective Lawson.
Oh yes.
Spending the station's money.
Morningstar Stream says, does Toronto Police have body-worn cameras? Ottawa, the capital, don't even have them. Really, they don't have them?
That's right.
He's wearing one. Yeah. So yeah, any frontline officer on the road would be wearing one.
Yes. And if you don't record something within 60 days, they want it back usually.
Oh really?
Yeah, because I was off for a little while and they.
Bane Scar says, do you guys have a job?
Wow. Well, yes.
Well, that's a low blow, buddy.
This is my job today. I'm on a day. I'm actually on a day off. I'm here for what we call time exchange. So
yeah, you're helping
I'm on a day off. They're doing a little. I'll call it selfish volunteering. Well, I'm getting a little bit of something out of this, but it's also fun. So
it is a good time, and this is engaging with the public, educating the public is a fantastic way to police to engage. Because where would you get a chance to talk to a police officer, current or retired, anywhere else? It just
and come sit on a police motorcycle and come sit in an ATV and stand on a armored vehicle.
We have a whole bunch of stuff to see and do here, and they're providing great information about everything from vehicle stuff.
You sit in the Charger, which is a
rocket. I don't fit in that.
I fit in it.
It's a Hemi. It's heavy, right?
It's a rocket.
Hello from Mississauga. What's up, boys? We got the Canadian International Auto Show, and we're here at the Metro Toronto Convention Center.
Is it Bella? Bella.
It is Bella.
Bella.
Is a Bella.
With a kiss and a fire, or boom.
Emojis. Those are emojis. So yeah, we're here. It's awesome. This is what we're doing. And thanks for the shout out. I was going to say something. Oh, that was in response to the other question. Okay, well, the question was, are we allowed to have straight piped exhaust? You must have your what is it called? Resonator, your cats, your resonator, and your muffler. Nice. Straight pipes would be illegal, unless of course your vehicle was a classic that predated the requirements of having those things. But then you probably have to have a smog pump and other stuff that,
sludge pump and a flux capacitor.
Oh, the flux capacitor is very important. Let's see here.
Are you here tomorrow?
I am here tomorrow.
Wow.
I'm here through to Sunday.
I have better things to do tomorrow.
Nice.
Yes.
We talked about that. Invited guest. What is this one? Do you think you should have? Oh, I wonder if you were the guy who asked me that in person. Do you think you should have a trailer endorsement to pull a trailer?
That's a good question.
And although you don't, I think that's a great idea.
Or they should at least offer a course or something, an educational.
Well, there was a young man who was here.
A trailer. Well, especially backing them up at the boat ramp.
A young man was here a couple. So there's a bunch of things. And I just learned something about the boat ramps and the bearings and the impact to the rear tires, because those boat trailer tires are the ones that are flying off very often because
they're getting wet all the time going in and out of the water.
It's doing things to them. It was my friend Jack from Tire Butler who was educating me about that.
Selfless plug, tirebutler.com. Or CA.
Yes, it's .com. Yeah, I plugged him in the article I wrote about that because they just fixed my tire, which I still have to show you a picture of. They didn't fix it; they replaced it. It was beyond fixing. I'm going to show you this picture. It's wild. So yeah, I think you should. And the young man I was speaking with tows he's involved with construction, and he tows ridiculously long.
Heavy tow, yeah.
But he drives a regular truck with this incredibly long trailer, and it's like, if you don't know what you're doing, you're going to cause a huge issue.
Yeah, because turning's an issue if you don't know how to judge how much trailer you have.
I saw a picture, a video this morning on Instagram where a vehicle didn't notice the flagged giant pole, and they just skewered themselves on the giant pole because it was making a right turn. Well, it's a polished concrete floor. Okay, let's see here. Is that the Toronto show? Yes, this is the Canadian International Auto Show at the Metro Toronto Convention Centre that runs until the 23rd of February, which is this coming Sunday. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Sean Shapiro. I'm a former police officer who talks about traffic safety, traffic law, and police stuff all the time. So follow me if you don't already follow me. And then next to me is Sergeant Haines, who is a current serving Toronto Police Sergeant at the Traffic Services Unit. And we're hanging out here talking about stuff and things. If you got questions, we got answers.
Bad jokes.
Bad jokes, as many as possible.
Bad dad jokes.
Bad dad jokes. How much leeway is there on a speed camera?
Ooh. This is like the secret number that no one really knows.
Well, they don't tell us because they don't want us to tell you.
They don't want it to get out.
It's plausible.
Lots of rumors.
Plausible deniability, but I would estimate that it's about 10%. But here's the thing: why does it matter? Don't speed, and you won't get a ticket.
Ta-da! Canada won again.
No, I think it's the same comment. We just scrolled back and saw it. Is that show in Toronto? Yes, it is. It's downtown. Kenzie, what show? We just talked about that. Okay. It's the international show. Yes, it is the international show.
Look at the cameraman's on the camera again.
Oh, here he is. Cameraman on camera.
Cameraman on the camera.
Okay. Oh, Diva says, we love you. Well, we love you back.
Good old Diva.
Much respect. And I lost the comment. We're going back to the much respect. Hang on. Boom, ba-doom, ba-doom. Boom, ba-doo, boom, ba-doo. I can't remember what theme song that is. Do-do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do. 70s show.
Odd Couple?
Maybe it's the Odd Couple. That would be appropriate right now.
What, like us, you mean? Oscar and Felix.
There we go. Much respect to you and law enforcement. Thank you very much. What is it? Yeah, it has to be over 50% to get changed on paper. What? Oh,
to multicolor.
To multicolor. That's, yeah. Kenzie knows stuff.
Educated viewer.
Okay. Should I have, what is this? Should have an info day at the track, discounted track tickets for people. You know what? Maybe one day we'll get to if you know people who would make that happen, let me know. DM me. Kenzie, let me know if that's something we can do. I'd love to help organize that.
2 hours from Toronto. Is it worth the drive?
Oh, 2 hours to come see this? I had to drive an hour, and I live very close to Toronto.
Is there deals where you can take the GO train and get your ticket included?
I don't know.
I think there's a deal on the GO train.
If you can get on the GO train and get down here without having to get through traffic. I think there's some combo
deal between the GO train and your auto ticket.
That would be a good deal. That would be a really good deal.
On 680 News.
Bruv is here asking questions. Back in the day, mid-70s, my dad took us to the X-Max parties for the police officers' kids. Very cool. X-Mass.
Xmas party.
Yes.
So that'd be the TPA kids Christmas
Toronto Police
party.
Association parties are awesome. They're off the hook. Oh, when they start dancing. I've
never been to one.
You've never ever been to one? Well, it's good stuff. Actually, I would volunteer at those with Duncan Miller. He always volunteers with his family.
Ah, well, there you go.
Are you allowed to have chains on your tires in the 401? You can't have chains on your tires. People use them to get unstuck, but you can't drive on the road with chains in Ontario. You can't even have studded tires unless you're registered in Northern Ontario. And here's something else. I was talking to Jack at Tire Butler. We were talking about the increased stopping distance of studded tires on the surfaces that aren't needing studded tires. So if you put studded tires on and you're on dry surface, you're skating.
Did you know Spider-Man's here?
Spider?
Look at
Spidey!
Spider-Man.
We have a kid in Spider-Man costume.
Hey, Spider-Man.
Do they still do that? Great memories. Blinky was awesome. Blinky lives at our station.
Yeah, Blinky's upstairs.
And they
I
still
understand
do the
he cannot come off the trailer or something.
I took him off the trailer for Indy. Was he not supposed to go off the trailer?
I heard that he's not off.
And of course, just as things got interesting, the microphone stopped transmitting or the phone stopped receiving. Either way, there was no audio for 7 minutes. So this is a 6 times sped up version of the video. If you can read lips, maybe you can tell me what we're talking about, because I'm sure it was exhilarating. I'm going to stop the clip. I'm going to cut it off and jump to where the microphone kicks in again. That's it. That's all. Thanks for tuning in and watching or listening to this point.
Turned off the microphone. Does that mean we have sound again?
Looking for confirmation on the sound. Check one.
Finally, I take it the microphone must have failed. Bluetooth.
Check 1, 2.
Oh, we're back.
Check
Okay.
1, 2.
God, finally. We had 100 questions of people saying there's no sound.
Oh.
We wasted so much good. I could have
yeah.
been swearing. I could have said all sorts of things.
Oh.
I can't believe there was no audio. And
10-4.
And being that it's 1:25, I actually think it's time to end the live.
What?
Okay.
I can't
Since
quit you.
Blinky,
I can't quit you.
We have not been heard since we were talking about Blinky.
Oh, my God.
That's like a half an hour. Okay.
Take back all the stuff I said about whatever then.
You guys were chatting
That
about
means we missed out talking about the guy who's harassing our police officers.
Oh,
Maybe
we had such. So we
should bring that up
I'm
again
so
because
defeated.
that's worth the chat.
I feel so bad. Okay, tomorrow when I do this, I'm going to use an external receiver and not rely on Bluetooth because I wonder if the battery died. Charge it. USB.
You got 2 of them.
I've got like 6 of them.
Oh. So we were talking about the ex-police officer who goes around filming current police officers doing their job.
Yeah, someone was asking specifically about the cop block guy who had, because they asked about the number of people or a number of backup officers that come to a call for a license plate for him.
Yes.
And in that situation, having a whole bunch of people respond when it's someone who is known to cause problems for police. He's a former police officer himself, but he may have some issues going on, mental health or what. I don't know. Someone who dedicates their
and we did talk about, because obviously we reviewed that, it's a good idea for any police officer to back up other police officers on their vehicle stops because it's one of the most dangerous things that we do as police officers.
Yes.
Yeah, because we lost a whole bunch of stuff that we covered.
Oh, it was gold. It was gold.
You'll see tons of people drop by a vehicle stop, even just going the other way, and they just wait for the other officer to give the thumbs up, and then they go.
Yeah, off duty I did. If there's anyone who reads lips, could you do a transcript of what we said for the last half an hour?
Yeah,
I can't
then they're
believe
posted. Yeah.
That would actually be very funny.
There's cameraman again.
Blinky.
Post the recording.
Yes, I will. I'll put it up on YouTube. How you doing?
Instagram,
Oh, I appreciate you. How you
I ask
doing?
questions sometimes.
Right on.
I work for the TTC, so if you see any TTC questions, I'm on.
It's for you?
Yeah, I follow your page from a long
We were
time.
talking about how buses are multicolored earlier.
Oh, yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, just talk about multicolored, like about changing your.
I got some.
How's retirement? Good?
It's good. I'm here doing something on the show. Just hanging out and catching up.
Doesn't he look stressed?
I look terribly
He looks
stressed.
more stressed on camera.
Man,
You look good out here, man.
Look how good that guy looks. Look
I
at
said yes.
Nick, stop right there. Stop right there. Look how good you look on camera.
Oh yeah, we can back up here. We'll
Back
send
up a
it.
little bit. Look at that.
So for the last half an hour, the microphone failed, and they were just reading our lips.
Oh no.
And we were talking about such good stuff.
Oh.
Even you.
Oh, well that's good.
So you are good stuff,
Have
Nick.
a good one.
Nice meeting you. Take care.
Is it back working?
Yes.
Yeah, I turned off the microphone. Now it's gone to the microphone on the camera.
We
I'm
got to
disappointed.
remember today we'll interview Josh John for the auxiliary that did that was.
Well, I think we should probably do that now. I'm going to have to end
he's
the
not here,
live
he's not
stream.
here.
Oh, what time is he getting here?
He'll be at the afternoon shift.
What time?
3 o'clock. 4 o'clock.
Yeah. Well, he won't be here until probably.
Is he coming back again on the weekend at all?
I'm not sure.
All right, I am going to say good night or goodbye.
Good night.
We'll talk to you soon because I got to go and do some other stuff before the end of my shift because I have to leave around 3 o'clock. So I've got an hour and a half to try and get some content walking around. How long have we been going live? I don't even know. But I'm thoroughly disappointed in my microphone.
Failure. Epic fail. All
I
right.
should have hit the record button. There's onboard recording.
Oh,
Something should have been done.
Is this your first day?
It's my first day.
It's like your first day doing this stuff.
Listen, have a great day, everybody. We'll be back, or at
Bye,
least
KO.
I'll be back. And where can I get rid of this microphone? Okay. I'll be back again tomorrow doing this all over again. So if you've got questions and I didn't get to you, my apologies. We'll do it again tomorrow. Feel free. And of course, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 10 a.m. is my regular live stream time. And I do this a lot. Have a great day.